Well, good day, smart traders, and welcome to another fantastic day. Let's start things off by having a look at our economic calendar for today.
Today's economic calendar already provided some excitement this morning at 2:30 South African time, with the Australian inflation report coming out higher than expected. This created some volatility on some of our Aussie pairs. Later today at 5:30 South African time, we are expecting to see the crude oil inventories report, which will definitely give us more clarity on the direction of the crude oil prices.
Now let's move over and have a look at what's making headlines today.
In currency news, the dollar was range-bound yesterday, hovering around its weakest level in 7 months versus the euro and a group of other major currencies. As traders awaited the US inflation data later this week to help firm up interest rate hike expectations, the dollar has been trending lower as traders question whether the Federal Reserve will have to increase its target interest rate beyond 5% to curb stubbornly high inflation, as the effects of the US central bank's aggressive hikes in borrowing cost in 2022 have already begun to show. Now let's have a look at what's making headlines on Wall Street. US indices finished higher yesterday as traders continued their rotation towards tech stocks ahead of key CPI data and major bank earnings later this week. Finally, let's have a quick look at commodities. Oil prices fell this morning after industry data pointed to a large weekly build in the US crude stockpiles. Although losses were limited by the prospect of strong demand this year and a dollar that softened on expectations of slower interest rate hikes, the increase in stockpiles comes as refiners began to build their inventories for the new year. But expectations for increased gasoline stockpiles also showed some slowdown in the retail demand, as a bulk of the country grapples with adverse winter weather conditions. Gold prices hovered near an 8-month high amid growing number of bets that the Federal Reserve will slow its pace of interest rate hikes and the dollar will retreat even further. Although caution still persists ahead of key inflation data due later this week. Bullion prices marked a strong start to the year, gaining nearly 3% since last week, as the prospect of smaller US interest rate hikes offered much relief to non-yielding assets.
So that's it from us here at Smart Online Trader. If you're interested in any of the additional services that we provide, kindly get in touch with us or simply click on one of the links in the description below. As always, may the peace be with you. Cheers.